Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I would like to speak against the proposed amendment, and I'm just going to speak to the fact that in June, the Supreme Court issued a fundamentally flawed decision in the Fair Admissions versus Harvard case. But even within that flawed decision, authored by Chief Justice Roberts and joined by all Republican-appointed justices, the Supreme Court created a carve-out for military academies based on the, quote, potentially distinct interest of taking race into account in their admissions. These potentially distinct interests that the Supreme Court alludes to are crucial for creating an inclusive and cohesive force that can fight today and tomorrow's battles. Today, my Republican colleagues are attempting to go further than what 6 conservative justices felt comfortable doing. This amendment would jeopardize the young talent that looks to serve at our nation's military academies. Even in February, when presented with the opportunity to decide on a case specific to the military academies, the Supreme Court did not do so. Once again, a conservative majority decided not to go as far as this amendment proposes. So it's unfortunate that today my colleagues on the other side are attempting to use this for whatever reason at the cost of young men and women. You know, one of the most honorable thing that I get to do in this role is when I get to call each of the young men and women, regardless of background, regardless of race, and to tell them that they're being formally nominated to the military academies. It's the most rewarding part of this job. And to those young men and women, I say, do not let this backwards amendment be a hindrance to your dreams. In my time in Congress, this is what I've enjoyed most, is nominating you to serve in our academies. You deserve to be there. We want these academies to be open and accessible and inclusive. It's an honor that has come with meeting young constituents and learning about the experience that have shaped them into the leaders that they are today. Many of those lived experiences have been shaped by their lived experience, including race and ethnicity, and have made them valuable additions to our academies. Since 1978, when the Supreme Court held that colleges and universities can administer race-conscious admission policies, our nation's schools, including our service academies, have been made better for it. So amendments like these do not address our national security issues. They do not promote the economic opportunity and security that joining the service can bring, and they definitely don't do anything to unify our nation and honor those who make the sacrifice to serve. Instead, these arguments will dissuade young people from applying to our service academies. So I urge my colleagues to stop using affirmative action as a cultural wedge issue to pit communities of color against one another, because our nation's greatest strength is, in fact, our diversity. While all who apply to our service academies are ready to serve our country, it is the whole of the person that makes them great leaders. Affirmative action is not radical. What is radical is denying our young people seeking to serve the opportunity to do so. So I urge a no vote on this amendment.